Hey everyone, before we begin, please subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. Your support truly means the world. I didn't hear the laughter at first. I saw it. My wife stood near the bar, her face glowing in a way I hadn't seen in years, leaning toward another man as if the world had narrowed to just the two of them. Her body language said everything her words didn't. She touched his arm when she laughed. She tilted her head the way she used to tilt it with me. I stood there unnoticed, a ghost at the edge of my own marriage, watching her light up for someone else. In that moment, something inside me went quiet. No anger, no shock, just clarity. I realized I didn't need proof, explanations, or a confrontation. I had seen enough. So I did the one thing she never expected. I turned around. I walked toward the exit. I was done. But just as I reached the door, I heard her voice shout my name. Sharp and desperate, it stopped my feet cold. Her voice cut through the room loud enough to draw attention. Conversations paused. The music felt distant. I stood there, hand on the door, wondering if I should keep walking. Every instinct told me to leave, but curiosity, and maybe the need for closure, made me turn around. She was staring at me now, eyes wide, the color draining from her face. The man beside her stepped back, suddenly aware he was standing in the wrong place at the wrong time. She rushed toward me, her confidence fading with every step. "Wait," she said, breathless. "It's not what you think." I almost laughed at how predictable that line was. I hadn't raised my voice. I hadn't accused her. I had simply walked away, and that scared her more than any argument ever could. She wasn't panicking because she loved me. She was panicking because she realized she was losing control of the story. She tried to explain quickly, nervously, tripping over her words. She said he was just a coworker, just talking, just harmless. I listened without interrupting, my expression calm and unreadable. That made her uneasy. She searched my face for emotion, anger, jealousy, pain, but I gave her none. Instead, I told her the truth. I said I didn't leave because of him. I left because of what I saw in her eyes. The excitement, the ease, the absence of guilt. That hit harder than any accusation. Her shoulders slumped. She whispered my name again, softer this time, as if afraid to lose me mid-sentence. People around us pretended not to watch, but everyone felt the tension. I realized then how much power there is in silence. I wasn't fighting for her attention anymore. I was deciding whether she deserved mine. She asked me to talk outside. I agreed, not because I owed her anything, but because I wanted the conversation to end cleanly. Under the night air, she finally slowed down. Her voice cracked as she admitted she liked the attention. She said she had felt invisible lately. She said she never meant for it to go that far. I nodded, not in agreement, but in acknowledgement. Then I told her something she wasn't prepared to hear. Feeling neglected doesn't justify betraying someone's trust. She reached for my hand. I stepped back. That small movement hurt her more than words ever could. She asked if I was leaving her. I didn't answer right away. I looked at her, the woman I had built a life with, and realized that love without respect becomes a habit, not a partnership. I told her I had already walked away once that night. The question was whether I should do it again permanently. Tears filled her eyes as she apologized again and again, promising it meant nothing, promising she would cut him off. I believed she was sorry, but sorry came too late. I told her something calmly that she would remember forever. You didn't lose me when you talked to him. You lost me when you forgot I was standing in the same room. She broke down then, realizing this wasn't a fight she could win with emotion. I wasn't threatening divorce. I wasn't demanding change. I was stating reality. Trust cracks quietly. And cracks don't heal just because someone notices them late. I told her I needed space. Real space. Not silence. Not distance. Space to decide if the marriage I thought I had ever truly existed. She nodded, wiping her face, finally understanding that shouting my name hadn't stopped me. It had only delayed the inevitable decision. The drive home was silent. For the first time, she didn't reach for the radio or her phone. She sat still, staring out the window, replaying every moment she wished she could undo. I felt strangely calm, heartbroken yes, but grounded. At home, I packed a small bag. She watched from the doorway, trembling, asking where I was going. I told her I didn't know yet. That uncertainty scared her more than a clear goodbye. She asked if there was still hope. I told her hope doesn't survive on apologies alone. It survives on consistency, and consistency had been missing for a long time. That night, I slept somewhere else. Not out of anger, but out of self-respect. Walking away wasn't dramatic. It was necessary. And for the first time, I wasn't afraid of what came next. Over the next few days, her messages changed. Panic turned into reflection. Excuses turned into accountability. She admitted she never thought I would leave quietly. She assumed I would argue, forgive, and move on like before. That admission hurt, but it also explained everything. She had mistaken my patience for permanence. I told her we would talk when emotions settled, not before. In that silence, I rebuilt parts of myself I had neglected. Routine, confidence, clarity. Friends asked questions. I didn't answer them. This wasn't a public drama. It was a private reckoning. When we finally spoke again, she listened more than she talked. That alone told me she had changed. But change doesn't erase damage. It only acknowledges it. And acknowledgement, while important, doesn't guarantee reconciliation. Looking back, the moment she shouted my name wasn't the moment that saved our marriage. It was the moment that exposed it. I didn't freeze because I was weak. I froze because I realized how close I was to choosing myself for the first time. Whether we rebuild or part ways remains uncertain. But one thing is permanent. She will never forget the night she saw me walk away without anger, without threats, without chaos. That silence spoke louder than any fight ever could. I learned something powerful that night. Love isn't proven by how loudly you demand attention, but by how calmly you leave when respect disappears. And sometimes the quietest exit is the strongest statement you'll ever make.